Yeah. So we are live with the fourth episode of the podcast. As always, we're going to give it a couple of minutes for people to join in. And then we are going to start with today's topic, which they've luckily added to the title. So you can see what we're going to be talking about today. This one we've done before and has usually been a pretty popular topic, so we thought we'd do it again. And yeah,
I
so
think right now only Facebook numbers are showing up. So
I don't know what's happening with that. I
restream
guess
platform.
yeah. Just gonna try this.
Mm.
Is this video okay, or is this one better? Do you feel
I
any difference?
think no, I don't feel any difference.
Okay, but like I'm not glitching or anything, or frame rate is good.
Yeah, frame rate is good. Yeah,
Okay.
mine is good as well.
Hmm.
Mine frame rate is good.
Yeah, I think so. So let's see here. Maybe I'll just zoom out a little bit, and then maybe that. Yeah, I think this is good. If we do this, then this whole video is looking okay as well. And for like this, I guess there we go. And I'll put myself on the left side. Okay, so we got a person on YouTube watching, and we probably have maybe a couple of viewers from other places too. It's shaking a lot, my camera.
Yeah,
I
your
guess
camera is
it's shaking,
taking a
right?
bit.
Because I think the camera is on top of the monitor, which is picking up movements a lot. So I'm going to try to not touch the desk, and then I think I'll be okay.
Yeah,
No.
that's really good.
I think I'll use my trackpad instead for mouse movements if I need to do that. Okay, so I'll put the topic here. I got something in the chat as well. Hello, that's probably my mom, actually, using my dad's account. So hello to my mom, and today we're gonna do how to get a job. Ask questions below. So this is a topic that's been very popular for obvious reasons, and both I have talked about this for several years now. I think coming up on 3 years, and then Div has also talked about it because Div is actually a success story. I could say where he actually went from. I think you did the whole full cycle, going from not having any experience to getting a job, and then doing something else now. So I think it's uh it's a good time to kind of reflect on what worked and what didn't work. So yeah, it'll be a good session, I hope, and I hope we'll get some questions. Actually, it's a kind of early in the day, I guess. This stream, we're trying to hold it so that we can
What it is like 2:30 p.m. right now at your time?
yeah,
It's 2:23, right?
almost
Yeah,
2:30. Yeah, for you it must be 7.
it's like 7 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it's a good time for you in India, but for European viewers and US viewers, it's kind of early, I guess. People are still at work, but I guess people that don't have jobs are not at work, so maybe they do have time uh, to watch this, I guess. So yeah, we are going to begin quite soon, but we hope that you will have questions for this topic, which is usually quite popular. So if you do have questions, specific questions, then feel free to put them in the comments, and we'll get to those. And we have a lot of very specific advice to give you as well, because this is a topic I've been thinking about for many years. And I think more than ever now, I'm just going to close all my windows so I don't have anything distracting me. Now more than ever, people are wondering, how do I get a job? Because there's so many people applying, there's AI, there's so many things all at the same time. It can feel a little bit hopeless. So hopefully we are going to be able to give you some useful nuggets today. So we're still going to wait for maybe 1, 2 more minutes and then we can start. Mm, So what do you think? Actually, I'll take away this little caption here so it doesn't come up on the video afterwards. So before we start, Div, maybe you want to kick off this thing by telling us a little bit about how it was for you maybe 2.5 years ago when you were on the other end of this, and
Huh.
give us a taste of what it was like being you. Give us some context that we could know, and maybe also through that we can understand how it was for any young job seeker in the world.
Yeah, sure. Would love to tell you about the like how I was like last if I went back in time 2 years ago. So what exactly I was doing. So I mean, I used to learn through different platforms that were present online. There were like different platforms like Scrimba, Udemy, and courses like that. So it was always I was always thinking which platform to choose to learn, and I was always juggling between different courses because I thought that like if I'll watch multiple videos, I'll learn something, and that was just tutorial hell. That I was I was in a loop. I was just watching tutorials and just watching them, not doing anything after watching those tutorials, and it was like a endless loop. That's what I'll say. Until I found Scrimba. Scrimba was much better. Quite had a different approach in which you can actually build projects while learning how to code. So that was my first introduction. And when I learned about that platform, that time I think there were some scholarships that they were offering to like young kids. So I got that because of that scholarship, I was able to learn for free in on the Scrimba platform. So I started learning JavaScript, and if you are more inclined towards learning how to code a website or front end development side, it's like this is the part generally people follows. First of all, they learn HTML, then CSS, and then JavaScript. And JavaScript is the I think what I'll say is the end boss, where most of the people when going to that particular section, they just go in a loop and they were not able to learn that JavaScript properly. But like they start jumping from JavaScript to different frameworks like React, Next.js, and things like that. So I mean, I was also a part of that race in which I was just juggling. I was just trying to learn JavaScript, but I used to always be amazed of different frameworks like React and Next.js. So I what I did was many times this happened. I used to go to these frameworks, React and Next.js, and then I used to find out that hey, I need to learn JavaScript carefully and fully, completely in order to understand those frameworks. So like that really killed a lot of time of mine. If I want to give an advice back to my younger self, I'll say just follow the path. Go that way in which you are able to actually code in JavaScript really really well, and then only you're moving to frameworks, because like everything is interconnected, and most people do this the wrong way, and then they are not able to understand the frameworks. So I was trying to build a lot of projects, and meanwhile, I got to know about Firebase and how we can add a backend code inside a front end application. And no, it was kind of smooth. Like you are able to add a database and things like that. And because of that, I think I built a social media sort of platform in which you can post. pictures and like add text over it. So like when I posted it online, people start posting random cat pictures on that particular like application, web application that I made. So yeah, it was something that was fun because it was real time. People were able to post and look at different things. I named it, I think, Megler. That's what I remember, because Megler is a Norwegian term in which Megler means broker. So like that's how I named that application, and it was connecting people in my hostel, and if they want to rent something out, football, basketball, or something like that, they can just post a picture on that particular application, and then they can just reach out to that individual. So that was a little bit of my background when I just started how to learn how to, coding and things like that. But as I started building more and more projects, I got experience with how actually things work on the high level side. Like I wasn't that much into low level programming that back then. What I'm now doing is I'm trying to learn low level and going really deep into C language and things like that. But that time I was much focused on Next.js, React.js, and JavaScript. So after that, I have learned, and of course, I was parallelly posting it online.
Yeah.
It was a yeah. Go
Let's
on. Yeah,
yeah, you're going quite deep into it, so we want to keep it a little bit higher level now.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so that thanks for giving that background. And also maybe let's try to not go very technical in this one, because I know that a lot of people watching or that will be watching will be developers. And I guess we can touch a little bit on that, but we want to keep it a little bit general for anyone who doesn't know coding as well. So we can also try to keep it like a little bit more higher level, and then maybe in some aspects, if it's more, and if we get some questions, we can go there. So I guess let's kick it off like officially. So welcome to the fourth episode of the Rafid Hoda podcast. I'm here with Div Saxena, and the topic for today is a very important one, and one that we've actually made content on before, both of us. And so we're pretty excited to bring you this one. It's called How to Get a Job. And basically, we're going to give you all of the advice and the things that we've seen actually work when applying for jobs over the last couple of years, when I've been doing experiments on this on my own with other people. And I'm happy to say that Div is one of the success stories, where he went from not having any job or any experience and then actually getting it, and getting a really impressive one as well. And there are some very specific things we tried out there that worked that we can cover today. So let's kick it off right now. And let me just start off by saying that if you're watching this and if you're in a position of actually trying to get a job, maybe you lost your job, maybe it's the first time you're applying for a job, I want to just let you know that right now it's really difficult out there. So if you're having a hard time, don't get too hard on yourself, because it is really hard. The world is, I don't even know what's going on in the world right now. For the past 5 years, 6 years since COVID, it's been just crazy. And there's like just international huge events happening. AI is just getting better and better. And every week, every month, there's something new that comes out. So it's a crazy time to be alive. So hopefully today we can go through some things that will help you out a little bit. So let's start off with something that everyone knows when it comes to applying for a job, which is the CV, because it all starts here. Now, when you look at a CV nowadays, what do we think? Well, we have a PDF that's maybe 1 or 2 pages filled with text. It says your name up top, and it's got like your education, your GPA, where you went to school, if you went to different universities, your degrees, where you worked, if you have some experience, all of your like skills and programming languages and all that type of stuff in one place. Now, the problem with that is you think that you're telling all of the good stuff about you in one page, right? And it looks amazing. But what I tell people is that you have to get out of your own head and pretend to be the other person looking at this. Because if we were living in a place like Iceland, where 5 people live basically, that wouldn't be a problem, because all of the CVs would be looked at for a sufficient amount of time so you can actually consider every applicant. Great. But you probably live in India or the US or a place where tens of millions, hundreds of millions, maybe over 1 billion people live. And you can be sure that if you're applying for a job, at least 1,000 other people are also applying for the job at a minimum, which means what? Unless you do something out of the box, your CV is either not getting looked at all or maybe getting looked at for 3 seconds max. Do you really think that you're going to make an impression with all of that text in one page with the other person? No. So start there. Think like the other person, right? You got to get out of your own head and think, what are they really looking for? So let me give you an example. What if you made it super simple? And what if you thought, well, I at least want them to know my name. So I'll put my name in big, bold letters. And then I'll write something funny on the first page, something that'll make them laugh. It could be anything. It could be something like, um, it could be a picture of you, a big picture of you smiling, looking directly at the camera. And it could be something like, I'm your guy. Like just that.
Or
I'm your
it
guy.
could be, I'm your Batman saving your company, something like that.
There
I
you
mean,
go. There you
yeah.
go. It could be something different. And it could just, and you could say something like, I hope I made you laugh. For my real CV, look at the second page. I hope I'm just giving you some ideas. This is just an example. You don't have to do it exactly like this. But what this basically means is that when they look at it, they will see your name and they will register your name. They will see your picture and they will register you as a human being. Whether they hire you or not, you're now in their brains and they're thinking, this is a different kind of person. This person tried something different. I'm going to let them know that they had a good application, even if we don't go ahead with them. This has actually happened with me several times when I've done something different. And even though the company didn't end up hiring me, they told me this was a very creative thing you did. Bravo. So, this is what we're going to be talking about today, because this is the only thing that we need to be talking about. Because in a sea of applicants, unless you do something like this, you are not getting noticed. And I don't care if you're the best developer or architect on the planet, doesn't matter. They need to get a sense of you as a person in 3 seconds. That's it. And people say, don't put your picture on your CV. Why? Because the other person might be racist. If you're black, they might not like black people, or the same thing with white people, whatever it is. And I say, you know what? If they are racist, don't you think they'll still be racist if they get you on an interview? Yeah, well, you'll have wasted their time and your own time. Let them be whatever they are. That's not your problem. But put your human face out there. That's what I always do. And if they don't like me for whatever reason, I don't care. On to the next one. But make it as human as possible. Leonardo da Vinci invented the CV more than 500 years ago. And back in that day, it was an amazing innovation that actually worked. Now, in a world of us scrolling Instagram and TikTok and looking at most videos for a maximum 2 seconds, do you really expect the other person to look at your CV for like 10 minutes and read it in a detailed way? That's not happening. So we have to take this into account and we have to actually live in this world. So, Div, have you tried this thing out? Not this thing specifically with CVs, but like doing some
I
maybe
mean,
creative
when
outreach?
when I was yeah, I mean, I did a lot of creative outreach, and even when I was working in a startup, I was like assigned to hire people as well. So I mean, I have looked into CVs, and I can definitely tell you that a CV is not looked more than, I think, 3 4 seconds, 5 seconds. I'm talking about the maximum number, and it's like we just scroll it and CV and we just see it. So like the chances of your CV getting noticed is really really low. So what I think is, like, if you have to like actually get yourself noticed, you'll have to be little bit creative. I mean, when I say being creative, you instead of just going through their portal and just apply adding your resume there and then saying that submit, clicking on that button that says submit your application, and you will think that, hey, now they will notice my CV. That's not gonna happen anytime soon, because they are always getting multiple CVs. Like in an hour, they might be getting hundreds of CVs. So in that flooded CVs, your CV is also there, but there is nothing I would say different about your CV than the other CVs. So what you can do, like one of the ways that I have found useful is like actually first of all building in public whatever you built, whatever projects that you're building out, just uh, create a LinkedIn post about it, create a Twitter post about it, and just share to the world whatever you are building. This is one of the ways. Then what happens is like founders reach out to you. That has happened to me. Like I was posting and building in public, and somehow some founder reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you like to work with us?" I said, "Of course." I like we had some calls, and mind you, those calls were not that technical. Like people learn DSAs and data structures and algorithms and things like that, and they think that now I will start because I have learned this particular algorithms, I would be able to get accepted in any organization. I mean, if you're talking about Fang and Mang, like Google and all that stuff, then of course there is a process, but I don't think so. Startups are the same in terms of hiring. You need to be a little bit creative. If you want to like really reach out to a company, what you can do is like create a video of yourself and just send a 1 minute video to a founder. And I'm telling you this that if you will actually send a 1 minute video to anyone and say that, hey, I have made a special video for you, they are gonna definitely gonna click on that link and they are gonna watch that YouTube video. Even if they will not hire you, but you will still get noticed and you can see the views count. If you have just unlisted the video, you can see the views count will increase because he's not gonna see himself or herself, he's gonna show other team members that hey, this is a guy who has reached out to us and he has actually made a YouTube video for us, and I have done this. So like you get praised on these things when you do slightly, you approach it a slightly different way. And I can also tell you, while I was working in startups, I can give you what was a day to day thing when I used to work in startups. So I can tell you that like there is nothing that you can't learn while you are doing the job. So whatever you think like you are learning this particular thing, sometimes it's gonna work, sometimes it's not gonna be actually useful while you are working for someone, because every time there are some problems that comes up and there are different marketing things that inside the team itself they say, Now let's try this out." So even if you have learned, let's say, React, and the code base is in React Native, you'll have to like work along with that particular code base. So I'm going a little bit technical. I'm not going to change the route from how to get a job to how to actually perform good in a job. But I mean, how to get a job is simply like you have to be a little bit creative. Creative in the sense, I have already said two pointers. First of all, like build your social credibility. Give the world your proof of works by consistently posting online. Second is like actually finding innovative ways and just not sending a random CV that just says your name, your education, and all that type of
Hmm.
bullshit that no one's read. So yeah,
Yeah.
do you have any add-ons, Rafid?
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely. Thank you for
yeah,
that. I think that was quite useful, and also coming from your personal, if you can mute yourself, it would be great. They've
sure.
seeing some. So yes. So let's see here. I got several things here, and let me see if I can structure it in a good way. So. mm, when you're looking for a job, you have to get into the head of the person that is giving you the job, because that person wants to hire you. They want to like you. But the problem is, you're not the only person. There's a million people, 1,000 people, whatever the number is, right? So, how do you get their attention? And this is what anyone can do listening. You have to signal things about yourself, not by writing it in your CV that I'm hardworking, I'm punctual, and that stuff. No, don't write it. Show it. How do you do that? Well, you actually do some work for them without them asking you to, for free, and you say, hey, I did this already for you. There you go. When they see that, whether it's a 1 minute video or whether it's a rewrite of their a certain feature on their product, or a redesign, or it could be anything. Maybe you write something for them, a social media post, or create an AI generated image for something, or it could be anything. You pick what makes sense in your use case. But when you do that and you send that, and then you say, "Hey, I already this for you. Check it out." They go, "Whoa, this person spent maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 10 hours on this, just like that. Whoa, wow." They're a doer, not a talker. Because the biggest thing for companies is we hire a person, all they do is talk. I'm the best person around, and I'm going to do this for you. And then nothing happens, and they lose a bunch of money. And that's the biggest thing for a business owner to, I don't want to lose money again. Because even the best companies like Google only get hiring right about 50% of the time. That's the best people in the world. Most people need to go through several people until they find someone good. So you need to signal this at the beginning. And as Dib was saying earlier, one of the best ways to do that is to do a 1 minute video, because that is the Reels format. That's the YouTube Shorts format in vertical. So you put them in that frame of mind, and you make it like that, highly engaging, and everything you need to know about me in 1 minute to give you a feeling of me. I'm not talking about all the programming languages I know or everything like that. I'm giving you a feeling of me in 1 minute while you're getting home from your work on the commute, so you can make a decision about if you want to talk to me for 15 minutes or not. Whoa, you made that decision easy for me. Wow, thank you so much. Because that they have to do themselves using a bunch of time. So think like this, and you're going to get callbacks, because this has been working for me for years, and it's been working for Div also since we've known each other. We have a question from Mohammed. Welcome, Mohammed. I am an agentic AI engineer. Tell what kind of agentic AI product should I need to build? Um, do you have any comment on this, Div?
Yeah, I have some comments on this. I mean, if Mohammed is an agentic AI engineer and he wants to build a AI product, I mean, just find some problems that you yourself face and just build on that. Like, let's say you are working the whole day and you want daily reminders to be sent on your Apple Watch. So what you can do is like you can create some AI automations in which it always like shows up notifications and sends you a notification on your Apple Watch saying that hey, it's time for a run. Or when, let's say, if you are not running like not fulfilling the 10,000 steps. I think that's what people use. So if you're not able to walk 10,000 steps daily, you have to get a reminder. So what you can do is like create a workflow for yourself and based on your problems. Or even what you can do is what I used to do was like I used to work with local businesses that were present around my area. I used to go there, pitch to them, and build websites for them. Sometimes even some solutions for them. Like there was this a barber that was having his hair cutting saloon, and he wanted like a way in which people can book appointments for his like shop so that they don't have to wait in line for getting a haircut. So like what you can do is like similarly to this, just add AI workflows to it. Nowadays it's really easy with N8N workflows and things like that. So you just have to explore, and like if you have a problem, just build end to end. If you found a problem, just build on that problem a solution that is AI based. I also used, I mean, AI for logo generating. One of my projects was logo that was quite like one of my employers was quite impressed seeing that project a year ago, in which like you can just have to write prompt and it will generate logos based on that prompt. That time, nowadays ChatGPT is so advanced that you can create logos and anything, and it really gives you good output. That time it wasn't giving us good output, but I used some models from Hugging Face and used that, integrated it, build it. So it's just like you have to find problems and build on that problems of yours. And then of course if you have anyone that you know is facing some problems, try to help them with creating some AI automations. That's what I'll say. Do you have anything else, Rafid, on it, on that question?
Yeah, so I'll also answer this one. So the question is, Basically, I'm an agentic AI engineer. What kind of agentic AI product should I need to build? What's the difference between automation and AI agent? So, Mohammed, I wouldn't go so much into like agentic AI engineer or automation or anything like that. It's those can be a little bit fancy words that sometimes don't mean that much, or it's hard for people to know exactly what that is. So I would just go on like, how can you be useful for the company? So here's a little advice on that. If you're interested in applying for some companies, pick 5 companies that you would love to work at. Do deep research into those companies, meaning go onto their website, read everything you can, watch every demo video, and try to understand, do I understand this product? Why does this company exist? Go onto the Teams page and see who works there. Go into each of their LinkedIn's and see what they do, where they come from, why they're working on this thing, right? Then you get a sense of, why does this company exist? And would I like to be at this company? Do this for at least 5 different companies. Once you've made a list of those 5, then you see, what can I do right now as I understand this company that would be useful for them? And then do that. Build an AI agent or whatever your would be useful for them, right? And then you make a little video for them, and then you explain what you built for them in that video, which shouldn't be more than 2 minutes, really, 2-3 minutes maximum. So then you send it to them, and then you figure out who to send it to, because you don't just send it to the CEO. That person is super swamped, so they're not going to be able to see it probably. Maybe they will reply to you in 2 months. And you can do this, by the way, even though they're not actively hiring. Wait, what? Apply to a company that's not actively hiring? Yes, because all companies are hiring all the time, because all companies need great people. If it's a good fit, they will get you, they will hire you. So do this anyway, even if you don't see any job listings, and figure out 3-4 people to contact through LinkedIn and say, hey, I'm this person. I made this video for you. I made something for you. Here it is. It's just 2 minutes long. I hope you like it. Keep it super short so they can see it when they get the notification on their phone. They don't need to open the whole thing to read the whole thing. They see the whole thing, and then they see a YouTube URL, which is an unlisted video, which is not public, right? So you can see how many people are watching this. Send this to 4 people in the company at different levels in the hierarchy. And they will watch it. They will watch it. They always watch it. They almost never not watch it. And when they see it, they usually will get back to you. Not with a, here you go, a job, but like, this is really cool, we would like to schedule a call, or this is really cool, but we're not hiring right now, but thank you so much. Get in the habit of doing it this way. So let's make a distinction of what this approach that we've been talking about versus what everyone else is doing. What everyone else is doing is sending 300 applications a week and hearing back from 2 of them, and it says, I'm sorry, but yeah,
I'm
it's not
sorry.
going to happen. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're flipping it. We're saying only apply to 5. Do 1 company a day, but do deep research on them and make something for them, even if it's just a video that you can make fast. So you signal, I'm not those people that just pressed a button. I'm a person who actually knows what you're doing. I did my work. Here you go. And you would be surprised. I've been doing this for years. My response rate when they actually reach out to you with a real message is around 70% doing it this way. And I've been doing this for about 4 years now. Yeah.
Rafid, follow up on this. Like
Yeah.
one of the like recently, I found out one of the innovative ways of doing is
Hmm.
like finding their address and writing personal handmade letters and posting them directly to their
Yeah.
address.
Great.
This is one of the I think best ways to do it, because it's like you're not going to through that online route in which a lot of people are sending them applications. Other than that, you're going this route in which you are actually taking their postal address and putting your resume in a paper in a sheet, and you're writing a letter uh, properly handwritten in a sheet and then sending it over via post mail or something like that. What's your opinion on that?
Love it. Love it. Who doesn't like receiving a letter, that no one writes nowadays, or maybe a really great AI generated, maybe to save you time, graphic that gives them something funny or cool about you, one pager, whatever it is, even if it's just a letter. Are you going to get a response on that versus just the clicking of a button and sending something electronic? Yeah, it the probability of that is significantly higher. So I love that. You can also just print out a couple of these and just literally walk around in a big city near where you live and figure out where are there companies, where's the tech region where people actually work. Literally just knock on their door and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a job. I don't expect to get something here. I don't know if you're hiring, but what do you think about this? Would this work for you? Yeah, come on in. Let's talk." Do human things. Don't do robot
That's
things.
one of the better ways. And even I told this to one of my friends, and he actually got a job just by doing that.
Yeah,
He used to take his printout of his resume and go to different companies and just give it to them and just say that, hey, like I am looking for a job. Are you guys interested or something like that? And but just by doing that, he got a lot of more attraction rather than like uh, going through that online route, which is already flooded, and everyone is just sending and their resumes, and it's like a missiles that are firing continuously to employer,
yeah,
and he just is figuring out things. So, I mean, you have to be innovative, and we are living in this century in which AI will is taking over place. Much more personalized human connections is what people will thrive, and
yeah.
I think that's gonna only work.
What
Yeah.
what what you definitely shouldn't do is use AI tools to minimize the time looking for a job or work or whatever, so that you don't have to do it, because that for sure everyone else is also trying to do. Like, how do I create a cover letter without having to write it myself? Everyone's doing that, and everyone is frustrated by that as well. On the other side, they see it, they see the letters, and they
Yeah.
know obviously this is not the person writing it. It's automatically gonna disqualify you. So don't think about how can I optimize this so I use as little time as possible for the most important thing, which is getting a job so I can get money. You want to reverse that. And yeah.
I
So
mean, same with writing emails. People write generic emails nowadays. I mean, I was
yeah,
also myself using AI to write down emails, and sometimes it's good even because it summarizes the things and it's good. But totally using AI to write emails is not at all good. And I think I'm now even practicing writing you emails, Rafet.
mm,
They're just typing it down, and so that it's in my practice, because these are some writing skills that is based on your taste, and AI is just generalized, and I don't think so that everyone should use
yeah,
AI on that, otherwise it's just generic.
yeah. Bismeet is joining us. Hey, Bismeet, good to see you. Very good friend of ours. So yeah, we're talking about how to get a job and all that. We've been doing that for about 40 minutes. We got about 20 minutes, 22 minutes left to go. So I think we've covered quite a lot of things now. So hopefully we're gonna get some comments in here. But I think I still have a couple of more things that we can highlight. One is that if you've been sending out hundreds of applications and you haven't heard anything back, you have to tell yourself that it's not hopeless, okay? Your approach has been wrong. Because if a company is looking for people, that is a reality. And there's no reason why it couldn't be you. And it's if a company's looking, they're not looking for the absolute technically best person for that job. I mean, they think they are, but they're never going to find it because it's very hard to find that person. They want someone who's good enough, right? So it becomes a lot about the soft skills and not just the technical skills. You will be tested on the technical skills later on in the process, but that part is much easier. But most of your time should be spent not on the technical skills, but on the outreach portion of this. How do I get to know people in a human way and not just behind a computer screen? So, again, feel free to go out there with your computer and literally just sit down in an area where there are a lot of offices and there's a cafeteria in between. you will just see people doing their thing, and it's going to be much easier to just go
I
by them.
mean, adding to this, Rafid,
Mm,
what I nowadays do is like there is a cafe nearby my place,
hmm.
and I just used to sit there, and even if I'm not having a laptop, I see people working on their laptops all the time. What I do is like, what will people do generally is just drink their coffees and just go out. What I do instead is I just start talking with people, and by just doing that I found a friend in which like we started talking about different things, and I got to know that his mother is from South Korea and his dad is Indian. So like he is right now studying design or something like that in the neighborhood. And what he also has a 3D printer. And he said that we exchanged numbers, and he said that if you want to like do something cool with the 3D printer, just let me know. So I mean, these are a lot of opportunities that are just around you. It's just that you'll have to take your guts and crush your ego and just start talking with different people.
Mm.
And that's what I've learned, that even if they are not going to talk with you, you will know that you are rejected by them, but still you gotta get your ass up and just start talking with people. And that is one of the crucial skills that you should have in today's age, rather
Mm.
than just following the convention in which just minding your own business won't increase your business, so you'll have to mind other people's business in order to grow yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely. So another thing that I like to tell people is that finding a job is a difficult thing. It might take months or even sometimes years for you to get something that you like. During that time, don't just sit and not do anything, waiting for another person to give you permission to work so you can get paid and then you can work on projects. Don't do that. Assume that you have your own company and that you can do work while you wait for this whole thing, right? So, for example, go out there and find for any excuse to do some work. Don't go to ChatGPT and ask it to give you project ideas so you can make a portfolio, because again, everyone's doing that. Find things that you want to build for yourself, maybe, or find other people in your network that you can build something for. So, for example, if you've got an uncle that has a garments business or something like that, and he wants a little, he doesn't have a website, he does everything through WhatsApp, and you say, you know what, I can make a website for you where I put a WhatsApp link so people can go there easily with a domain or something like that, right? So people can go to your website.com. Oh, great, that's great. Can you do this too? Yeah, I can do that too. So just go out there in the community and actually be a builder that you want to be, and build things for people, and don't expect any money. Do it for free. But as you're accumulating these projects, by the time that months go by and you still haven't gotten anything, you are actually building up a portfolio of real projects that you've done. And after you've done these, you can go to each person and make a little video with them. Did you like what I did for you? Like, please say some good words about me. Please write it up and post on my LinkedIn. And as you're moving every day, you're publicly getting better at what you do, and not just sitting there and say, "Oh, no one's giving me a job again. I guess I'll go watch a movie. I think, it's so hard out there." No, you are not going to ask for permission. You're just going to do your thing. If you want to learn a certain technology, you're going to learn it and build things in it as you wait for the job to come later. So this is also something that when people go on your profile and see that you've been posting this for the last month, they go, "Oh my gosh, this is a person that actually goes out and does stuff. They've been consistently posting something that they've built. I can go in. This is such a cool project. He built it for his uncle for a garments business." They might not like your post. You might not even know them, but they are seeing it, and these things matter over time. So
I mean,
I
the
think, Viv,
similar
you're a
thing
good
happened
example
with
of this,
me.
right?
Yeah, so like I'm right now learning how to play guitar these days. So I had my music teacher. He's running his institute, but he didn't have the website. So what I even don't didn't tell told him that I'm building his website. I already built him the website, and when I was in the class, I just showed him, and he really liked that website. And he was like, "Hey, I can give you a LinkedIn recommendation," and there you go. I got a LinkedIn recommendation 18th of January. That was like yesterday, I think. No, yeah, it was yesterday. So like I got the LinkedIn recommendation from him, and he was really happy, and he might recommend me to different of his people that are in the business, and then I can definitely work for them as well. So it's like you have to do things for free. People, when I started working for different local businesses, people always told me that even when we were doing these like learning machine cohorts, Rafid, do you remember people used to say that you should charge at least few money? And I know that that you already told me that you should do it for free rather than charging them money,
Yeah.
because if you will just start charging them money, they might not even ask you to do the thing, because they'll just say that don't do the thing. And then you will not even get the client, you'll also not even get the recommendation. So like there is loss on both the sides. But if you are young, even if you are older and if you are trying to get into tech, you should follow this way. I
Yeah.
mean, you'll have to kill your ego and start building and
Yeah.
helping
So
people out. Yeah.
let me also talk a little bit about this whole thing of should you work for free or not? And my opinion is this: money is only created or exchanged between hands when there is something useful that someone wants to buy that actually solves a problem, right? This is the only way that money is created, really. And so you can't think that you're only going to work when that happens and then you get money for that, right? So you have to divorce your in your brain the concept of working and getting compensated for it. You should just be working. You just should be just be working without any limit, like hours every single day, whether you have a job or you don't have a job, doesn't matter. The money will come later. So they've made, I don't know, 8 websites maybe for businesses and everything like that, and none of those paid him money. But later on, when he actually did get a job that paid him a lot of money, that was based on all of the work he did for free, because he demonstrated that I've actually created all these things. And then a person later on went, okay, you know what you know what you it seems like you know how to do this thing, so we're going to actually hire you. But if he had not done those things for free, didn't get paid anything for it, that proof wouldn't have existed. So when 20-year-olds are talking about I will only work for money, and I just go like, who do you think you are? I mean, are you like, what are you talking about? You're not going to work unless someone pays you? You don't even, what you have to offer the world, million other people can. So why should I pay you? So that shouldn't even enter into your world for a long time. Like, money in your early career should be a complete bonus, really, because the competition is so fierce that you should just be working every single day without even thinking about that. Now, of course, you need to think about money. It's important, but this is the best way to get you there the fastest anyway. Because again, the alternative is you just sitting and just being like, well, you're not giving me money, I guess I won't work for you. Or you're going to complain that this company is asking me to do something and they're not a lot of people do that on social media. This company is asking me to do this stuff and they're not even paying me any money. Yeah, look, this is not how the world works. You have to show all that stuff before you get paid, and it's really really difficult. Even I don't really, I've been working in the industry for a long time now, and the best people that I see that are even older, they don't they do things all the time that they're not getting paid for directly, because it's not about that, because they know that the bigger picture is much more mysterious and vague than that. You do so much that doesn't pay you, like even actors, for example, will not get paid anything for money for films. Look up interviews of people talking like, I didn't get paid anything for that money, it was almost nothing. But that movie gave me so much exposure that these people asked me to become ambassadors for their product, and that's how I made a lot of my money. So it's not direct, it's not like directly like that. You have to think a little bit broader than this. So yeah.
But Rafid, like most of the people have this curiosity in mind that,
Mm.
let's say, if they are doing things for free, then don't you think they are wasting their time, because like they think that their time is really should earn them some money? what are your views on that? I mean, why
Well,
should anyone think of this? Like, because
yeah,
most of the people don't want to work for free. I know
yeah,
who in 21st century want to work for free.
I do.
I mean,
I want to
I
work for
mean,
free.
yeah, I mean, I too myself wanna. I have worked for free a lot
Yeah,
of
but
time,
most
but
people
most
don't.
of the people think
Yeah,
that way in which they need some money
yeah.
to do stuff. And like you have been in contact with some people that are earning really high
Hmm.
money. I think in millions. So, like, what do you think their strategy is in terms of approaching this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, if you're looking for just enough money to get by, get a job, make money, pay the money, and then most of those that money goes to expenses, a little bit for savings, and you can do that. You can do that as pretty reliable. Get a reliable job, right? But most of people watching right now want like a lot of wealth, basically, that will make you really rich, so you don't have to be like um, living paycheck to paycheck. If you want to be in that group, and I want to become in that group, um, you have to think about it differently. Uh, that type of wealth comes from ownership. So you're owning some sort of business, and that business generates income, and that business also has costs, expenses. And then there is a difference between those two, which is called profit. And you get to keep some of that profit, right? Now, in this world, we are able to create a video that people want to buy for, let's say, $20, and a million people can buy that. That's possible now. Or no one buys that. That's also possible. That's what is most likely. But what you're creating are different money making machines. You're setting up those money making machines, and most of those machines will not give you a profit, but some will, a lot. So you're continuously trying out different things, and you're setting up these machines. And the ones that work, you go, okay, let me turn that into a company and get some people involved so I don't have to do the day to day all the time. But that's good. And so you're constantly experimenting. Now, the world will not give you money for the experimentation, it will give you the money for the experiments that went well. And a lot of times it gives you a lot back. So it'll give you 100x. Now, you will lose money most of the time because the experiment went bad. But if you put in $1,000, you lost $1,000. If you put in $1,000 and it starts working, usually when things work, it works in a big way. It's like a switch, it works for everyone. So you go like nothing, 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 nothing. Oh shit, we got so many people. And that's when it goes like this. So you're looking for those. And that is what makes people millionaires, because they got a bunch of these. Now you can also go into real estate and all that sort of stuff. I'm not in those, so I don't know that much about this. I know more about tech business. So this is what you're looking for in the world. And all the work required to discover these gems, these treasures, you'll get paid zero. You're going to lose money actually on that. But I mean, like the best movies from even the 90s, people are still watching today. They're still printing money because people are streaming them every single day. So even the actors and the producers behind those movies are still getting a check every month from those movies that came out 30 years ago. So when you get a success, that's how successful it can be, and that's how wealth is created, really. So again, and so you get all that money too. When you win, you get all that because you're the owner. So
Yeah. So I mean, Rafid, like you said that people you don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. Even
yeah,
I myself think that I'm not kind of person that who want to live just paycheck to paycheck.
yeah.
What is one important advice you want to give to those people who are seeking that kind of life? And I
Yeah.
mean, there will be tons of challenges of running your own business.
Mm.
You might face it daily. So you have any one important advice for individuals like me and yourself that are
Yeah.
trying to,
I do
yeah,
have a very specific advice. If you know anything that is useful, a skill, start teaching that skill online. We're doing that right now. We can only talk about these things because I ran a successful experiment with Div, and he's now a success case. And I've told that to more than 100 people, and all of them have went, oh my gosh. And I've gotten business just based on that. But in order to get to Div, I talked to maybe 100 people over Zoom each 1 hour. So at least 100 hours burnt like that. And then doing the live streams and all that stuff before that, another 100 hours. So 300 hours easily. Did I get paid for any of that? Zero. Zero. But now this experiment has been so successful that now I can do this podcast with Div and he can take care of a lot of the work, after I'm done. So whereas video work was taking me, I don't know, 10 hours before a week, for this thing specifically, 1 hour, that's all we go for. And then Div handles the rest. We're still working on that, right? It'll take some time, but by the time he can handle all of it, and then he can probably outsource it to someone afterwards when he gets enough busy. But this type of podcast is allowing me to post reels on Instagram like basically every day. Before I had to think about what to do every day, it was a whole thing that I had to do every day. It will take 2 3 hours, 2 hours. Now we do it once a week and it gives us content for the whole week on different platforms. So these are the type of systems that people more at the top use. This is just a simple one that a lot of people are using. The people at the very top have got people under them that have people under them that are using all of these systems, which is why in this day and age, no one's buying anything from you if they don't know your face, if they haven't seen a video of you, if they wouldn't be a friend of yours. So you maybe put out 100 videos out there and people start watching you, but you're still not making any money. But when people come up to you or you're talking to them, they go, yeah, I know you. I watched that video actually on how to get a job. It was really useful. Really? You watched that? Yeah. So this happens over time, but this takes a long time because you also have to get good enough so people would want to watch you, or listen to you, whatever it is. That takes time. And all of this, again, is you have to do it for free. No one's going to pay you for this. So in the world of business, the concept of a salary is actually a made up concept. Go back 200 years, no one was getting a salary. Everyone had their own little business. You went to Div to get your lock fixed. He was the locksmith in the village. So I went there, I'll pay you that much, or maybe I give you a goat or something or some milk, and there you go. Can you do this for me? That was it. That was what everyone was doing. This whole concept of a salary is what was invented about 150 years ago when people started moving into cities and people started working in factories and they wanted a reliable way to live their life. So the owner gave everyone a set amount of money for their work. So salary is a very recent human concept. And nothing in the business world works like a salary. In a business, you can make $100,000 in 1 month and zero the next, right? It's like completely based on market forces that everything is out of your control. You control some of it, but it doesn't work like that. So,
But why do people mostly think that they should do a job because of the stable income that they get?
yeah,
I
because
mean, that's why, yeah, gone.
people people want a job because it's there's safety in a job. There's safety in a job that you get a certain amount of money every month and it's fixed. It goes up a little bit every year. There's a lot of safety in there until you lose the job, obviously, that's also a big thing. And then you lose all of your income. If you have 100 customers, if you lose one customer, then you lose that one customer. If you have a job and you lose your whole job, even if you're making a lot of money, you lose the whole income all in one go. So in some ways, it's not very much safety, right? But
I mean, same thing. I think you were talking about it few days back when you told people that are working in Netflix and Google that are earning, I think, in $100,000 or $200,000. Let's say if they got fired the next day, what will they do to survive? I mean, do they have any other skill
mhm,
or to market themselves or things like that? What's your opinion on that?
yeah,
I think let's wrap up with this question because
yeah,
we are about to hit the time limit. Yeah.
yeah. So again, you have to understand where the money is coming from. If you just stop at the salary that the company is giving you, I am a more inquisitive person, so I go deeper and I try to learn like where are the customers coming from, how are we actually getting it, how big is a customer, how small is a customer. Because over time, if you want to build a good basis for getting money in, you have to create a machinery for that. And so, yes, even if you're making 300,000 at Google, you're probably spending 300,000 a year also. That's how human beings work. Earning a million, you're spending 1.2 million because you got a big house, several cars, vacation homes, schools for the kids and everything. So that just goes on, right? So most people don't have savings, and even if you do, they won't last you that long. So what I've been thinking about for many years, and I'm still working on it, is like, how do I create a name for myself so when people think of certain things, like the best teacher for kids to get them like inspired to want to learn about computers, when people in the world think about that thought for their kids, my name should come up at the top. That's my goal. And I think I can get there over time. It's going to take a long time, but I think I can get there. Now, if I do get there, that's a pretty big thing to occupy in the world on Google and ChatGPT and whatever, right? And so any video that is watched that is leading back to me, even if there's no direct revenue from that, that is how people in the internet age are making millions, because enough people see it, and a certain amount, let's say out of 200 people, are ready to give you something for like $5,000 or something like that, right? So you need to just get that amount of exposure, and then people coming to you and look, okay, that's the person behind it. I want that person. I want that person to run a thing at my conference, or a private camp for my kids, or build an application for me, or whatever, would do a video intro for my whatever. So if you think like that and you can get top enough in your country, in your niche, whatever, then over time, but this takes a long time though. So but as you're building income through a company, you are doing exactly that for the person you're working for. So they are getting that. You're getting the salary, they are giving you the salary because they're taking all the risk, but all of the long-term gains, they are collecting all of those. So what I'm trying to do with my new company is that I don't think I'll be paying a salary to people. I will be trying to share with them this concept that, like, I want you to become self-sufficient as well, and I'm going to teach you all that, and I'm going to basically make it so that all the projects that we're working on, you get a piece of that because you did work for it or you brought it in or whatever it is. So people start thinking like that. So they can basically run their own little mini business, and they can kind of do it like that, because also for a business owner, paying a predictable salary, maybe a minimum is a good thing to have so people can cover basic expenses, but in a business you go up and down a lot, right,
I
based on a
mean,
lot of
you don't have the VC fund if you're
yeah,
not if you're bootstrapped,
yeah,
and even when you are having a VC fund, then investors are your boss, so you
yeah,
don't really have the business because money is not yours.
yeah, exactly. So
I think that's pretty much it.
mm,
Thanks, Rafit, for the amazing insights that you gave us today on how to get a job
same
in
as you.
this age. Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Uh, so I think we should wrap it up. Do you have anything else to add
Yeah,
on, or
I'm gonna just very quickly, because I know that this is a important video, so I'm gonna just see if there's anything else we can fit in here. Let me think here. Mm, let's see. Um, mm, um, let's see here. Yeah, I'll just say this. Again, I know that it can feel very hopeless, not hopeful, when you do not have a job and you really want it because you need to pay bills and all that, right? And there's so many people out there. But please remember that the people that do have the jobs, giving out the jobs, they are not some kind of geniuses or anything like that, or they're part of some class that you can never be a part of. It can feel like that you're absolutely at the lowest of the low, and they're like these gods that are giving away these jobs, and how do I get them, right? It can seem hopeless. Didn't this feel like that to you, Dev, back when you didn't have it?
yeah, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. I mean, but people are just the same. I mean, they are dumb as you.
Exactly. We're all very dumb. And the only thing they are doing better than you is they're actually saying, you know what? I'm a human. I make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes, but I still want to do stuff. So I'm going to go out there and actually make stuff happen. That's it. That's the only difference. While the rest of us are pretty scared. Like, I don't think I'm one of those people. So they want to hire you, they want to get to know you, they like you, but it's just they have something that a lot of people want. And it's really hard for them to sift through all of that information. So make it easy for them. So go into their LinkedIn and give them a custom message with a video, as we talked about. Go to their actual location. Send them a postcard. Do something that you know for a fact the others will not be doing. So when they receive it and they see it and they watch it or they listen to it, they put you in that bucket of this person is different, not like everyone else. That's what you want them to. And if you can do that in 2 seconds with a different kind of CV, you just do that. But there's got to be something different about you, you know? So I think just keep going. And also don't think that applying to 300 jobs is better than applying to 5 jobs when you've done the research better. Go for fewer, but higher quality. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining,
Thank you so
and
much.
hope you had a good time listening to this, watching this. And yeah, until next time, take care.
See ya.